Planning to apply for a partner visa for Australia in 2026? You've probably realised it's not just fill out a form and hope for the best. In this video, I'll walk you through the partner visa process step by step so you know exactly what to expect. Hello and welcome to the Port Migration YouTube channel. My name is Joanna. I'm a registered migration agent and the founder of Port Migration. Since 2015, we've helped lots of couples successfully apply for partner visas for Australia. Today, I'm going to give you a step-by-step overview of the Partner Visa Australia process in 2026 in plain English. Keep in mind that the information in this video is general information only and it is not migration advice. For advice or assistance that relates to your unique circumstances, reach out through the links in the description. Before we continue, please like this video, subscribe to our Port Migration YouTube channel, and share this video with your spouse, partner, or fiancé. If you're planning to start your partner visa journey in 2026, you're in the right place. This video is for you if you're married or in a de facto relationship with an Australian citizen, permanent resident, or eligible New Zealand citizen, or perhaps you're engaged and planning to live together in Australia. We'll focus on the partner visa process and I'll also explain where the prospective marriage visa, the subclass 300, fits in. And remember, everything in this video is general information only, not migration advice. Your situation is unique. For specific advice that relates to your circumstances, please reach out to our team using the links in the description. Let's look step by step at the partner visa process for Australia in 2026. Step 1 is to understand your visa pathway. The first step is to work out which partner visa pathway is right for you. For most couples, there are 3 main options. Option 1 is the onshore partner visa, subclass 820-801. You apply inside Australia, you usually get a bridging visa to stay while your application is processed, and it's a 2-stage process, temporary 820, then permanent 801 visas. Option 2 is the offshore partner visa, the subclass 309-100. You apply from outside Australia, subclass 309 is the temporary stage, and subclass 100 is the permanent stage. Option 3 is the prospective marriage visa, subclass 300. It's for couples who are engaged. You apply while you're offshore, and once the visa is granted, you travel to Australia, get married, and then apply for an onshore partner visa, the subclass 820-801. Which option is right for you depends on things like where each of you is currently living, whether you've already married, your de facto or your engaged status, your timeline for being together in Australia, and any previous visa history or visa conditions. If you haven't downloaded it yet, get your free copy of the Ultimate Guide to Partner Visas. Thousands of couples have used the guide to start their research right. Step 2 is to make sure you meet the basic eligibility requirements. On a high level, that means your sponsor is an Australian citizen, permanent resident, or eligible New Zealand citizen. You're in a genuine and continuing relationship. You meet any requirements around previous sponsorships and previous visas. You meet the health and character requirements. And if you're not sure about eligibility, this is a great moment to book a free call with our team to talk through your situation. Getting clarity early can save you a lot of stress later. Step 3 is to understand the evidence you need. The partner visa is all about proving your relationship is genuine and ongoing. It's not enough to say we love each other. You need to show your relationship with evidence. Home affairs look at 4 main areas. Financial, how you share money, bills, and financial responsibilities. Household, how you share daily life, chores, living arrangements. Social, how you present yourselves as a couple to friends, family, and the community. And nature of the commitment, how committed you are to your relationship. If you're applying for a partner visa, the podcast is your roadmap. I'll link it here. Next, you need a realistic timeline. Partner visa processing times can be long and they can change. You'll want to think about when to plan to lodge your application, whether you'll be onshore or offshore at that time, travel plans, work, study, and family commitments, and the expiry date of any current visas. Step 5 is to prepare and lodge the application. This is where everything comes together, and this part can feel like a huge job. Breaking it into smaller pieces makes it easier. Think about your identity documents, relationship evidence, forms and statements, and your final check before you lodge. If you want step-by-step help, we work with clients through the entire process, from their first strategy call to their visa decision. You'll find the links in the description to get started with a free call. Step 6 is what happens after you've submitted your application. It's really important to keep your contact details updated, watch your IMI account and email, and respond to any requests from Home Affairs on time. The wait can feel long. Like our Port Migration YouTube channel to stay up to date with the regular processing updates we publish here. And of course, we are MARA registered migration agents, so reach out through the links in the description for advice or assistance. If you're an Aussie who has found love overseas, we're here to help you bring your love home. Thanks for watching, and until next time, all the best for your application.